1. Shodan. Most search engines index web pages. Shodan indexes devices. Type in a keyword, webcam, default password, Scotty, or even the name of your own city, and it hands back a live list of internet-connected hardware, complete with IP address, open ports, the software version running, and the raw banner the device hands over the moment something connects to it. Scroll through the results and you'll find security cameras with no login required, medical equipment quietly streaming diagnostic data, and control panels for water systems and factory equipment that were clearly never meant to face the public internet. They just ended up there because a default setting was never changed. Shodan isn't breaking in anywhere. It's simply recording what these machines were already announcing to anyone who asked. That's the whole legal basis for the tool, and it's also exactly why the results feel so unsettling. Security teams use it to find their own exposed equipment before someone with worse intentions does. But the first time you search your own town, that feeling doesn't really go away. 2. Criminal IP when exposed comes with a screenshot. If Shodan tells you that something is exposed, criminal IP shows you what it looks like. Its image search mode is a constantly updating, filterable gallery of screenshots pulled from publicly reachable devices around the world, router login pages, unsecured camera feeds, dashboards for industrial equipment, all captured exactly as they appear to anyone who connects. You can narrow by country, by device category, or by how recently the image was captured. And new entries keep landing as the platform's scanners find fresh exposures. Nothing in that gallery required credentials or unauthorized access. Every screenshot is just what the device was already handing out to any visitor. For researchers trying to communicate the scale of internet exposure, this does something spreadsheets can't. It makes the problem visible at a glance. Criminaliptatio free account gets you browsing. 3. WiGLE. WiGLE takes the same idea Shodan applies to devices and applies it to wireless networks. It's a crowd-built database, years in the making, of Wi-Fi access points logged by volunteers who walked or drove around with scanning tools running, capturing each network's name, hardware address, encryption type, and exact Jeep's location. Zoom into any city on WiGLE's map, and the sheer number of pins is hard to process. Your home router is probably one of them. So is the coffee shop you visited last week, and the office building where you work, each one time-stamped down to the day it was detected. Search by network name and see every place on Earth that name has ever shown up. Search by hardware address and trace a single access point across every time it's been logged. None of it required intercepting anything private Wi-Fi. Networks broadcast their names by design, and WiGLE only recorded what was already being sent out publicly. The collection is legal. Realizing your own network lives permanently on a public map is the part that catches people off guard. 4. DeHashed. Where there was a data breach becomes a searchable file with your name on it. Everyone's heard the phrase, "Your data was in a breach." DeHashed is what that sentence actually means in practice. It aggregates records from tens of thousands of breach sources into one search box, queryable by email, username, password hash, IP address, domain, or phone number. The results aren't vague warnings, they're the actual leaked entries. The password, hashed, or, in older breaches, plain text, the associated username, the IP logged at signup, and which breach it came from, with a date attached. The part that really gets people is chaining searches together. One email address surfaces a username. That username surfaces more email addresses. Those lead to phone numbers, and the phone numbers lead to physical addresses of full profile stitched together entirely from data that was already sitting out there in leaked form. DeHashed didn't leak anything. It indexed leaks that already happened. Security teams use it to audit their own organization's exposure, but running your own name through it once tends to change how you think about every "we take your privacy seriously" email you've ever gotten. 5. Kaspersky. This one you don't read so much as watch. Kaspersky's real-time threat map is a rotating 3D globe with lines of light constantly arcing between countries, each one representing a live detected attack, malware, phishing attempts, intrusion attempts, network probes, all pulled from Kaspersky's global sensor network as they happen. Leave it open for a minute, and the sheer volume is the point. This isn't an occasional blip. It's simultaneous traffic from dozens of countries, nonstop, with no quiet moments. Click on any country and you get a live breakdown of what kind of attacks are most common there and whether it's mostly sending traffic or receiving it. The coordinates are approximated for display purposes, but the underlying attack data is real. If you've ever wondered why cybersecurity is a full-time industry with a real budget behind it, watching this for 2 minutes explains it faster than any report could. Cybermap.Kaspersky.com. Completely free, no account needed. 6. Any.run. Any.run takes a suspicious file or link, detonates it in an isolated sandbox environment, and streams the entire execution back to you in real time inside your browser. You're not reading a report about what the malware did after the fact. You're watching it happen. Every file it touches, every network connection it opens, with the destination IP and domain shown live, every registry change, every process it spawns. A live screenshot feed shows exactly what the malware is doing on screen as it does it, and you can interact with the sandboxed session. If the payload is waiting for a click before it triggers, you can click and watch what happens next. It's an active, hands-on look inside a live infection, running at whatever pace you choose. The platform's archive of past analyses is also fully searchable, tagged by malware family, so threat researchers can study behavior patterns without ever putting a real machine at risk. Any.run. Public sample submissions available without an account. 7. GreyNoise. Every server on the internet gets probed constantly by bots and automated scanners looking for open ports and known weaknesses, traffic most people never see because it's just noise in the logs. GreyNoise exists specifically to catch and categorize that noise. It runs a network of sensors that do nothing but sit exposed and log every unsolicited connection that hits them. Open the live visualizer and you're watching a real-time feed of what's currently scanning the internet at large, which vulnerabilities are being probed right now, which services are being swept, and which countries the traffic is coming from. It never really stops. Here's the part that reframes everything. Your home connection, your company's servers, any device with a public IP, is getting hit with this same scanning traffic around the clock. You just don't normally have a window into it. GreyNoise gives you that window mainly so security teams can tell background internet noise, apart from an attack actually aimed at them. Visit GreyNoise.io. Free account for full access.